Drop shot. Come on. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, folks, we are up at Bear Mountain, our home club again, with head coach Sean, and we're going to work on some drop shots today because, as you probably know, if you watch clay court tennis during the French Open or whatever, they use the drop shot a lot more. So I just wanted to pick Sean's brain on why that is, what's the strategy with it, and then we're going to practice some technique.
Yeah, absolutely. So drop shots typically are used on the clay more for kind of three reasons. One of them being that players typically do play further back in the court. All right, so you have a little more room in front of you to work with in terms of drop shots. Another factor with that is change of direction. It's hard on the clay to change direction back and forth to get started. So it's a really good option to drop shot to kind of get people wrong-footed and to get them slipping around. The third option and third reason to do it, more than anything, is that the clay slows the ball down. If the clay slows the ball down, your drop shot's going to be that much more effective as well.
And I'm assuming with spin, the court just reacts to spin more.
It does. It's grippier. Yeah. Right? So it just grips it, tracks the ball more, slows it down. Better shot.
So anyways, let's get out there and you can show me what to do.
All right, so the idea behind this with any drop shot, so for the tactics of it, we kind of look at two aspects. We look at one, where your opponent is. So if your opponent's way off the court, if they're way further back, that's a good time to drop shot. But a big part of it that other people don't consider is on the receiving end of it. And so what we're looking to receive for a drop shot, to kind of make that attempt, is one, we're looking for either a slower or medium speed ball, but a ball also that allows us to come closer to the baseline. We don't want to be attempting to hit a drop shot from 6 feet behind the baseline. The other aspect of this is that we need to have a lower impact point. You can't be contacting a ball at shoulder height or above to hit a drop shot. It's not going to be effective. So that's what we're looking for on when to decide to hit a drop shot. And his requirement for this to be a decent drop shot at a minimum standard is for his ball to go over the net and to land 3 times inside of the service box. That's the minimum requirement for this to be a decent drop shot. So 3 bounces inside of the service box. Let's see how he does. One. We only got 2 bounces there. That's not gonna make our cut. That's not our minimum. Uh-oh. Yeah. Uh-oh. Come on. Start to hold. Uh-oh. Things to think about with a drop shot. All right. One is going to be height over the net. A lot of players think height over the net is not a good thing for a drop shot. It's totally the opposite. Height is actually what you want. We want to be clearing the net by 3 or 4 feet even sometimes. And the idea behind that is if you have a high arcing ball, it's not going to penetrate as much as a low ball will. So we want a ball that goes up and down so that the bounce stays rather than a bounce that bounces going forward and then continues and it's going to go towards your opponent. There we go. 1, 2. Oh, we got one. It was borderline. Oh, that's it. 1, 2, 3. Good. And on that one as well, so another kind of, you're going to get out of jail free card on any drop shot is backspin. And what backspin's going to do for you is even if your ball lands a little further than what you wanted, the backspin is going to slow it down to the point where that second bounce and third bounce isn't going to penetrate, and that's what we want. So the more backspin you have on a ball, the safer it's going to be, all right, if you can time it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to feed them in full speed. We're going to do 2 slice backhands, 1 drop shot. All right, and this is going to kind of hopefully blend the 2 together. Here we go. Slice. Woo. Slice again. Here we go. Now here it is. Drop shot. Come on. Oh, it doesn't get better than that. Come on. 1, 2. Oh yeah, well done. All right, so Steven and I are now going to compete in a drill we call the drop shot drill. So how this works, we feed a ball in, we play out the point. If at any point either one of us wants to call out drop shot, all right, we call it out before we contact a ball, and if you're able to get a ball to land 3 times in front of the service line, you instantly win the point. So as soon as someone calls drop shot, we basically both stop, and we see if the person actually nailed the shot or not.
Okay.
All right?
Got it.
Let's see how it goes.
I like it.
Drop shot. Oh. 1, 2. No! That's your point. Drop shot. Oh no!
Okay, Sean, so you got to see a little bit of my drop shot today. You know, pretty good in practice. That's what they say, I'm a practice player. But when do you think that I should be pulling those off? How do you think my shot looks?
I think overall it looked really good. I think for a lot of people generally, we just got to try to blend it naturally into your game. So doing things like do it off of a slice backhand naturally, right? You'll look very similar to your already slice backhand that you have. And if we can kind of incorporate that in there, you know, it'll be an amazing shot that's well disguised at the same time. So that's what I would suggest to anyone trying to do more drop shots. We can try to blend it into a shot that looks similar. So your slice backhand, for example.
Awesome. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get more wins versus Beckett, and that's basically my main goal. Well, thanks, Sean, for another lesson up here at Bear Mountain on these beautiful clay courts. If you guys are interested in playing the clay when it's safe, get out here, check it out, bearmountain.ca. It's the best.